That was Donald Trump last night courting the black voters in a rally in suburban Milwaukee, highlighting Democratic policies that he argues are responsible for the worsening conditions and the unrest among America's urban areas. The national crime rate, take a look at this. It's been in decline for many, many years, but you wouldn't know it with cities like Chicago where there's been an absolute surge in violent crime. So what exactly does this mean for the law and order candidate, and what does it mean about the Republicans and perhaps a new relationship with black voters? Joining me now to break it down, Deneen, Borelli, Rod Wheeler in studio, and Jehmu Greene. Jehmu, I'm going to start with you. For years, blacks have complained Republicans don't reach out. They don't even go for the vote. I thought that was a major step in the right direction, and I don't disagree with the things that he said.
Look, I think it's really important for the Republican nominee, whether it's Donald Trump or anyone else, to be talking to black voters. I think it's quite odd that he chose to go to a white community and a white audience to talk about black people. That choice, I think, was really bad. And certainly the message is as important, but I don't recall hearing exactly what he planned to do. And when he says that Hillary Clinton is pandering to a community that remembers that under President Bill Clinton, African-American median household incomes went up 25%, twice as much as other communities. They remember that unemployment plummeted. They remember the access to loans. So there's a very close relationship that the Clintons have had with the African-American community. The people running her campaign are African-American women. That convention that was amazing in Philadelphia was run by all black women. This is a group, a family that has been so close and comfortable with the African-American community. He really did miss the ball in the opportunity, and quite frankly, Charles, it was too little, too late. We're 80-something days out from the election, and this is the first time he feels it's necessary to talk to African-Americans and to focus mostly on crime. That's not the only issue African-Americans care about.
Here that would like to talk. I think Donald Trump did a great job with his messaging, and his proposals have been to lower taxes, especially the corporate tax rate, clamp down on illegal immigration, and also to have a moratorium on regulations. All of these policies are pro-growth initiatives that will help the country, and especially will help those in the black community where there are no incentives, high unemployment, high crime rates.
Some people also, Rod, remember Bill Clinton for signing a bill that put a lot of young black people in prison.
That's right.
Some people remember those low loans that Jehmu's talking about, bankrupting black families who ended up buying homes that they couldn't afford.
Right.
Some people remember that, you know what, things were okay, but they weren't necessarily great in hindsight. But more than anything else, the law and order aspect of this.
That's right.
You cannot have prosperity anywhere in the world, anywhere in any neighborhood, if you live in a lawless area.
And that's the thing that Donald Trump was talking about last night. And let me be clear, I'm not a Trump supporter, and I'm not a Hillary supporter either. I'm one of these individuals that's kind of straddling the fence right now. But I got to be honest with you, Charles, I like what Donald Trump said last night. He addressed the issues. And you know what else he didn't do? He didn't throw the police under the bus. Actually, Donald Trump met with law enforcement and said, we need to work together. This is before the speech last night. That's something I haven't seen nor heard Hillary do. So I applaud Donald Trump for at least making or giving the effort in talking to that community. Now, maybe the audience wasn't African-American, or maybe the audience last night wasn't as diverse as he would like for it to have been. But that doesn't mean that that's the end of it. I mean, he has plenty of time between now and the election.
Also, let's face it, this is Milwaukee is the backdrop of a major issue that just went down, but it was a black police officer in a confrontation with a young black man. In fact, they might have known each other. They were really close in age, and they both grew up in town, and one guy had a gun. But let me ask you this, Jehmu. Law and order. I mean, the biggest victims of all of the lawlessness in the black communities are black people. What was wrong with what Donald Trump was saying about the notion that somehow that's got to be fixed before anything else can be fixed?
There's nothing wrong with Donald Trump addressing these issues. I don't have the opinion that something has to come first before something else. I think we can walk and chew gum at the same time. We can deal with criminal justice issues. We can deal with education. Because guess what, Charles? They are all connected. They are all connected. The education situation, the fact that you've got young black men who are suspended from school at such higher rates for doing the similar things that other kids are not.
Cities controlled by Democrats.
Connected. It is all connected.
These are schools and cities run by unions that are backed by Democrats. These are curriculums that are designed by unions who are progressives. So why wouldn't you be angry at them, Jehmu? Even a small amount of anger discuss that what's happened under their watch.
When I worked at the Democratic National Committee, I was very vocal about the fact that we needed to do more to uphold the votes that came in. So I've been saying this my entire career from within the party. I think the conversation is important, but to sit and pretend that the African-American community is something that you care about when Donald Trump just a week ago went to Pennsylvania and said that black people were going to steal this election from him. And he knows it. He knows exactly what that dog whistle was. He knows what he was saying. He said in certain communities they will steal. That's his scare tactic, Charles.
He did not say that. He said the election was going to be stolen. He didn't point out any color or race.
And that's the problem, Charles. We get all this propaganda from within the black community, and that message of freedom and liberty and personal responsibility that needs to be delivered to the black community is overshadowed. And I think Obama has pitted a war with the police and citizens, especially in the black communities, to cover for the failures of the progressive policies, to deflect from those policies.
The progressive
they don't want to talk about the failures that are happening in the black communities.
Because they were upset that he was a president. And Donald Trump doesn't even think he's a valid president because he wasn't born here. Come on.
We're going to leave it there, guys. Thank you very much.